Week long. It's called 2 Cent Tips, where we ask our sports betting experts for their 2 cents on the Super Bowl, the big game. And of course, we're starting off with Minty Bets. Minty, how you doing, sister?
I'm doing well, and I'm super excited to join you guys this week.
Super excited about the Super Bet-A-Palooza. I absolutely love it. All right, first question for you on the Super Bowl. Do you have any advice on betting the Super Bowl versus just a normal Sunday or even the playoffs? Do you kind of play this more conservatively, or is this a time really to have fun and kind of get in some of those wacky novelty or exotic bets?
You know, although this game is somewhat different than a regular season game, when betting on a side, I would do pretty much the same research I do in a regular season game. When you overthink things and overanalyze the game and find yourself constantly switching sides, it tends to mess with you and your bet. However, that being said, this is also the final football game for months and the perfect time to bet on all sorts of props that aren't normally available.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Especially if you're at a Super Bowl party, it's kind of fun with everybody around to get on some of those wacky ones. Speaking of exotics or novelties, I mean, you could really bet on anything from the color of the Gatorade that is poured on the winning team, the coin flip, all kinds of different things. Is there a favorite exotic bet that you like to bet?
Yeah, I don't do too many exotics, but I really like to look at halftime shows. Now, the total number of songs performed is set at 7.5, and I kind of like the over for that one this year, especially with so many performers. First performing artist is another good one, with Snoop Dogg being the favorite to go first, followed by Dr. Dre. So I think it's going to be either like Snoop or Eminem. Those odds are pretty good, and those are always fun because those who don't really watch football can enjoy the halftime show a little bit more when they have a little money on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of halftime bets, last season I actually took a bet on how many outfits that The Weeknd would have. I definitely bet over one because I think the year before they had like a million different costume changes, and then he wore the same suit the entire time. So I feel like the books won a lot of money on that. All right, next question. So bettors as of now are split on the game. The Rams are getting 46% of the bets to cover, but 53% of the handle. Now the Bengals are getting slightly more bets, but less of the handle. What do you make of this?
I think it's a little odd because the Rams are clearly the more complete team on both sides of the ball. I feel like a lot of love should rightfully be on LA. However, I believe during big postseason games like this, people take into account past trends a lot. Underdogs have covered 10 of the last 14 games, and for the Rams to be laying 4.5 points, I think the Rams are a little overvalued.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got Joe Burrow. I mean, come on, we're both on the Burrow train here. All right, back to those novelty props, and let's look at the DK Sportsbook. So the jersey number of the first touchdown score, so under 23.5 is at minus 140. The over 23.5 is at plus 110. Who are you taking on this and why?
Okay, love that one. And the odds suggest that the player with the jersey number under 23.5 is going to score the first touchdown. Yes. I wouldn't want to pass up plus, better odds on the over, though. Although many of LA's main receivers and running backs wear numbers under 24, don't count Cincy out, as many of Burrow's main targets wear numbers over 24. So I actually would go with the over here.
Yeah, and you're known for having those great plus money dogs, so why not do it here for the exotic.DraftKings Sportsbook? All right, so there are some interesting trends and superstitions going on in the big game. For instance, the jersey curse. I'm sure everyone has heard about this. 14 of the last Super Bowl winners wore white jerseys. Now, the Bengals opted to wear black, forcing the Rams to wear white in their home stadium. Do you kind of investigate these more superstitious trends at all when you're placing bets?
Not at all. I love using trends to back up my reasoning as to why I'm betting on something, but honestly, you can make anything a trend if it occurs enough. Like I mentioned earlier, people take into account trends more so now than ever this time of year because a lot of the things you can bet on for this game, there's no real stat for it, but there is a lot of history. I wouldn't use a trend like that to bet. However, I love seeing it and love reading about it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, less superstitious and more rooted in fact. Teams that win the time of possession battle are 40-15 straight up and 39-13 and 3, against the spread. That's 75% in Super Bowl history. So we've seen Joe Burrow get sacked 9 times and still win the game. How do you think that he could win this time of possession battle versus that Rams defense?
So typically, ball control and time of possession are essential to winning football games, and the teams that average the most time of possession usually, not always, average the most plays per game. Teams that hold the ball for at least 35 minutes in a game win over 80% of the time. The thought is, if Cincy can keep Matt Stafford and his offense off the field as long as possible, the Bengals defense will be well rested enough to take on the Rams. So yes, they can win the game with time of possession, but it will be an uphill battle.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're coming off of a wild and extremely close playoff run where the winners were decided in the final seconds of the game. It was all one possession game, certainly in that divisional round. So the average winning score is 30.1 points per game. The average losing score, this is for the Super Bowl, is 16 points. So an average winning margin there of 14.1 points. As of now, the point total is set to 48.5. What is your take on this year's winning margin?
Based on the line, this game is expected to be somewhat close. Based on the total, that has gone down 2 points from its opening number of 50.5. A lot of folks are loving the under, and mostly because of LA's defense. In my opinion, both of these offenses are able to put points on the board. Both the Bengals and Rams play exciting games, and the Bengals especially playing really close, down to the wire games most of the season. I think in terms of this year's winning margin, the Rams are overvalued, like I said earlier, and the total, I believe, is set just right.
Okay. All right. So the Rams are 4.5-point favorites as of now on DraftKings. All-time Super Bowl favorites are 34-20 straight up and 26-3 against the spread. That's at 49%. However, in the last 20 years, the dogs have been barking. Underdogs have gone 14-6 against the spread, a 70% edge here, including 10-4 against the spread in the last 14. Which side are you on, even though I think you already know?
Yeah, you already know. I'm riding with the Cincinnati Bengals. Been riding them all season as dogs and live betting, and they've been so good to me. Joey B catching 4.5 points is a steal, so I would love to see an upset here.
All right, so what is your best bet of this game?
Other than the Bengals plus 4.5 and on the money line, I love kicker props. So I'm going Evan McPherson over 7.5 kicking points. Essentially, it's 2 field goals and a PAT, and he's made 4 field goals in each of Cincy's postseason games and exceeded 7.5 points per game dating back to week 16. So I love Evan McPherson over 7.5 kicking points.
All right, I'm going to have to lock that one in as well.